Today we are going to work on the LeetCode problem, most common word. So in this problem, you'll be given a string paragraph and you're given a list of banned words. You need to return the most frequent word that is not in the banned word list. Um, Another thing they're given is the word should be case insensitive and the answer should always be returned in lowercase. So here they're given us a few examples. So this problem is a common Amazon phone interview question. And the reason they ask this question to see how the candidate is able to get more clarification, because this problem is pretty vague. We don't have much clarification on what are the different characters that can be used, in addition to spaces, whether you can use dots, and how would you handle multiple spaces. So is it a case where, so all these questions we are expecting that candidate to ask the interviewer, get more clarification, and then start coding. So yeah, I think if you are given this problem, make sure you understand the question fully before you start coding the solution. There are many ways to solve it. I'll show you the easiest way I can think of. So first thing we can do is we can create a hash set. So that way we have the list of all the banned words in a hash set, and the lookup time is of constant time. So improve the time complexity. After that, we'll take and process the paragraph, remove all all alphabetic characters from the paragraph, and then we'll just now traverse the words in the paragraph, find the one which is most common and is not in the list of banned words. Let's try coding it. So first thing is creating the hash set. So this is just to help us with the lookup time when you're going through the paragraph. Next thing we do is, given the paragraph, we already got a restriction that the result should be in lowercase and all the comparisons are case insensitive. So for that, we are going to now replace the paragraph with lowercase. And now this is a tricky part. How do we replace all of the non-alphabetic characters? So I'm trying to use regular expression, and yeah, I'll give you an example of how we could do it. So here we'll say that anything which is, we will use exclusive character. So anything which is not lowercase a to z, replace it with a space. After we get that, we are now going to create an array of all the words. So what will this do is it'll split by space, and we'll save all of it into a string array. Now next step is to create a hash map. So that way we can keep a track of the number of words and how many time it occurs. So we're now going to traverse it. The first thing we'll check if it's not in the banned word list. So we are going to add the word and the count of how many times it occurs. So here, essentially what it does is, if the word exists in the hash map, we return the count, else we return 0. So now we have a hash map. It has a count of how many times a word occurs. So now we are going to traverse down the hash map again and find the most frequently occurring word. So to do that, let's create a result. And then we'll create an integer to keep track of which is the max. I'll set it to 0. So yeah, here we're just traversing all the keys of the hash map. So if greater than a max, so yeah, to recap the solution, the first thing we are doing is we are taking the array of banned words and converting it into a hash set. Next thing, we're taking the paragraph. So the paragraph, it can have spaces, it can have special characters. So first thing is we are converting it to all lowercase characters, and then we are doing a replacement where anything which is non alphabetic character, we're replacing with an empty space. And then we are going to split it to get the list of words. Actually just noticed an error. So it could happen like there could be multiple spaces. So imagine here we are replacing a comma and a space. So there'll be two spaces. So if we split it, we need to make sure that we are splitting by multiple spaces. So for that, we'll use this one. So this is what it means that if there are more than one spaces, we'll use that to split. So that way, in this case, it would have split into two different words, but we don't want it to do that. So yeah, I'll just say one or more spaces. Then what we do is we create a hash map. We traverse down the paragraph, and what we do is any word which is not the banned word, we put it in the hash map. Next, we traverse the hash map, get the most frequently occurring word, and we return it as a result. So let's try running it. Oh. Let's try again. Okay, all the 3 use cases are passed. And now try submitting it. Okay, solution is accepted. So the time complexity is O of n. So here, since we are taking the banned word and creating it into a hash set, the lookup time is always going to be constant. That's why the time complexity was improved. And after that, the only thing we're doing is traversing down the string and getting the list of words, and then again traversing it again. So it's still a linear operation. So the time complexity will be O of n, where n is the number of words in a paragraph. And for space complexity, it'll be slightly higher because we are creating a hash set, we are creating a hash map. So it'll be of O of n plus O of m. So essentially it's still linear, but